That's recording this time, definitely, right?
All right.
I don't want to do it a third time.
We are recording.
We are.
Now.
We
I
are.
did not push the stop button.
Yeah. Wait, I've got to go back to the sunlight on my eyes again.
Push the record button.
I look stunning, don't I?
Yes.
Back into the darkness.
Super stunning. All right.
Yep, go.
So we had, this is, I'm Adam.
I'm Peter.
This is episode 3.
3, which we've recorded twice now.
Yes.
Because someone forgot to press the record.
Yes. Very good. So last time we talked, shut up, man. Last time, I love this guy.
He's upset because he forgot to press the record button.
I'm an idiot.
We won't talk about it anymore.
I know, I am.
We won't bring it up anymore, the fact that you forgot to press the record.
And I love this guy.
Go.
But shut the hell up.
Stop talking. It's recording, right?
Okay.
Okay, good. Don't want to forget to press that button. Go. Right. Anyways, moving right along.
Moving right along, yeah. So last time,
I was here. Which time are you talking about? Last time, half an hour ago, or last week? Go on, move on, please. Stop talking about it, idiot. Seriously, we make mistakes in life.
You gotta laugh. I think there's a lot of things you face in life, and you can cry or you can laugh.
Or you forget about it.
That's the best.
Recording, like hitting the record button.
Yeah. I think that's the cool thing. As you get older, your memory gets worse, and therefore happiness increases because you forget. Like, I'm so upset at you, and like, I can't remember why. Then you're fine.
Do you know why I'm so happy right now?
Why is that?
Because you forgot to press record. Let's go. Stop talking about it, Peter. Move on. Forget it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to let it go.
Let it go.
Go.
So, yeah. Okay. Okay. What we're going to talk about now is more music, because last time we did our top 5, and then after that I thought there's so much more music. I mean, last time my top 5 was about rock bands, rock and roll bands, and I realized there's so many other genres of music that are so good.
They are.
There's good. All right.
There's good and bad. There's good and bad. There's good and bad.
Yeah.
In everyone.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the good and the bad.
Let's talk about it. Go on then.
Yes. So first I would like to talk about smell. And
as you do. Sorry, that was me. Sorry, I apologize.
The experience. I feel there's a need. Like why say anything here? Why share this with you? And part of the reason is I think we come from an interesting generation, because this new generation, I feel, is getting kind of ripped off and missing out on certain experiences, like going to the music store. Like back when I was younger, you heard word that the new album was out, or you saw a music video from your favorite artist, and you go to the music store, you find the album, you buy it. And what I love to do is kind of weird, but I like get the book, the album, the CD, whatever, open up and give it a whiff.
And smell it.
And
give it a lick, and then smell it.
I love the smell. And apparently, Madonna was very particular about the smell of her albums. Like, for example, Appetite for Destruction.
Great album.
Stinks.
We've talked about it.
The ink. It stinks. It really stinks. And I like it. Like, I think they may have worked that stink in there. Like, nah, that ink isn't stinky enough.
I'm not quite sure if Guns N' Roses was smart enough to do that. But they could have been. Not judging.
That's why they
could have.
Managers, producers.
They added stink to their album jacket.
Sure. Yeah, liquid smoke is your term.
Liquid smoke.
Yeah.
One of my favorite smells in the world.
Yeah.
Apart from you. You smell beautiful.
Thanks. Thanks. There was a song in the 90s called I'm a heterosexual man. Do you ever hear that song?
No.
I'm a heterosexual man. I wonder how it would fly in these days and times. Anyway, back to the albums. So for an album
Go.
that I love is you take the album,
You
you
do.
take it out, you listen to it, and then some of them would print the lyrics so you could read what they're saying to really immerse yourself in the music as well as see like all the artwork. So for
And
me,
meanwhile, he's still licking it. So and
yes,
smiling.
yes, lick it. I love to lick the albums. No, but other albums we're going to touch upon that have really influenced my life. This album created its own genre called
did.
acid jazz.
It did.
British band, Hansa. You know these guys personally. Big up to Hansa.
Big up. Is Honza still alive? Or is he
He's
dead?
still
He's still alive.
alive.
Honza, you just keeping on, brother. Honza. I love the name Honza.
Yeah, you
It's
should.
kind of like Fonz, the Fonz from
The
Happy Days.
Fonz.
Remember that show? Great show.
Yeah, happy
These
days.
days are ours. Happy Days. All of them happy days.
Happy days. Anyway, the album Massive Attack, Mezzanine.
Righto?
The first song, Angel, it starts off really dim and eerie and quiet. Dun, 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 dun. And then it builds up and builds up. And the sounds they introduce is just amazing. Oh, you got the rhythm.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm rocking out.
Okay. So, Mezzanine, the album, bright orange. The artwork's black and white. Fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
how about give us an album? Give us an album.
The tribute Randy Rhoads album that was released many years ago. That was also a book type cover. Randy Rhoads, bit of mystique around the guy as growing up as a teenage metalhead, right? I think all of us who played in metal bands, all of us who ever picked up a guitar, not that I'm a very good guitar player, but I'm not saying that, but we all picked up a guitar at some stage, and there was always like that Randy Rhoads kind of like learning that how to play Crazy Train and stuff, which was very cool. The album was phenomenal, all the best hits. Ozzy leaving Black Sabbath, didn't know where to go, played around with a couple of musicians, but it wasn't until he hooked up with Randy Rhoads where he started to just nut out this incredible solo career. And as you all know, I'm a massive Ozzy Osbourne fan, right? The album cover was really sweet. I mean, he died in a plane crash early 80s, right? Sort of thing. And not a lot was released of him between his death and the tribute album, right? Sort of thing. But then when the tribute album came out, suddenly there was like clips of him on YouTube, and there was of him playing guitar with Ozzy in recording studios. It was stuff. It was fantastic to see him. The guitar, the flying V with the dots, the hair, the bell-bottom pants, the no-sleeve shirt, the skinny, scrawny kind of guy, but was just phenomenal. Classically trained guitarist, but just gave metal so much, right? But then you open up the cover, and it's got the letters from his mother and stuff to Ozzy, and it's just a really sweet tribute, right, to somebody. Because you think of Ozzy Osbourne, you think of evil, and you think of the devil and stuff. It's just music. That's what it is. It's just music, right? And Randy Rhoads contributed in such a big way. Love the guy. Love the way he plays, right? And then later on, as I mentioned before, in the previous time we recorded this that wasn't recorded, right? Zakk Wylde, who was just almost like a carbon copy of Randy Rhoads, right? Same guitar, same style, same head. I mean, he's a lot bigger, a much bigger guy and beard and whatever sort of thing. But still, I saw them live. Fantastic, right? Incredible, right? Really, really good stuff. Great contribution, great album, right? Good. That's me done for that one. Go.
Another album that's timeless. I still listen to it, still love it. Came out in 1977. Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells.
Tubular Bells.
It's a shame that many people associate it with the film that it was a soundtrack for, which I will not mention. However, this music is amazing. For those who know, it's just a fantastic musical journey.
And we just had an epiphany, right?
Yeah.
Because we just started talking about my next album that I was going to talk about, which is War of the Worlds, which is Mike Oldfield, right? Not Mike Oldfield. What was that? Justin Hayward.
Sounds similar.
Right, sort of thing. There's
Similar.
the confusion, right? Sort of
Same
thing.
kind of genre, I guess.
Adam
Yeah.
didn't know the album. I have just introduced him to it, and very, very similar genre, and fantastic. Please continue. I'll talk about that in a moment.
He just put it on. It's like we're talking about it, War of the Worlds. I know the original radio broadcast. There were films in America. They had a TV show about it. And then he played the album. And it was Justin Hayward, lead singer of the Moody Blues. And that just was, bringing some ghost out for me, because my father was a Moody Blues fanatic, and he would have multiple copies of each album. So I got to have my own Moody Blues collection. And one of the albums on there, they have a lot of different, this kind of storytelling and kind of psychedelic rock, but one album in particular, if you ever listen to the Moody Blues, this album is a masterpiece. This album they couldn't perform live because it was too produced in a studio. Like what they were doing with the sound, so you just couldn't mimic that. And it'd be better just to play the album in front of a live audience. But the name of the album is something like To Our Children's Children's Children. And on the cover of the artwork, you have a caveman painting artwork, like on a cave, like a buffalo or something, and then you flip it over and it evolves into satellites, and that's what the music is about. It's like literally to our children's children, and amazing music. Segue
into War of the Worlds, right? Massive album for me and my sister and the guy that used to live next door and stuff. We kind of listened to it a lot. Right, and I waited such a long time for the movie to come out, the Tom Cruise movie, right? As I mentioned, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it was set in the States, right? The original story is set in the UK, and I should have fact-checked it, but I think it was Richard Burton that narrated it, but I could be wrong, right? Have a look at it in a moment. Didn't get the American side of it. Anyways, I'm not going to bag on the movie. The movie is entertaining, but I just didn't like it because of the setting of it stuff and whatever.
I reckon you didn't like it because you were expecting it was going to be good, much like Star Wars Episode 1. We waited so long for it. We were expecting so much.
Could be.
Whenever you're expecting it, I find it's always better to lower your expectations.
Could be.
Especially when you listen to us. Please lower your expectations.
But I think it's a concept album, right?
Yeah,
sort of thing. And it's like it opens up as a book, and it's got a very, very cool artwork and stuff. And the songs are great, and it just goes through this whole thing. As you know, if you've seen the movie, you know the story, right? Sort of thing. Aliens always been here, come up to get us, right? Taken out by human disease, right? The flu, right? And
was it the flu, or was it just the oxygen?
No, I think it was the flu. But anyways, right? Yeah. So I think done. It was just great album, great album. And I still listen to, as I said before, like Forever Autumn. Like some of the songs off the album, I still listen to on the way home on the train. Right, just great stuff, and occasionally belt a tune out at karaoke, but that's a long time ago.
Oh, we should do a karaoke episode. Would you like that?
I bet you would.
Would you like that? You sadomasochist. Okay.
Do you like that? Would you like that?
Another album.
Would you like that?
Okay, well, come down. I'm gonna call the authorities here.
Sorry.
Another album. Another album that I love. So. You all right? All right.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Okay. Little history. Before 1988, animation in the Western world was Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny and very cute, and that's what animation had evolved to. It's kind of slapstick, but very cute. And then the film Akira came out and shocked the Western world, basically to let you know that yes, animation can do that. And then they released the soundtrack, the Akira soundtrack. And it is, for those who don't know, it's a very psychedelic, mind-bending, soundscape, weird album. And
3 weirds. It's gotta be weird.
It's triple weird. And they use a lot of instruments from around the world. They use, what do you call them, like a bamboo and... I don't know.
Like xylophone type thing?
Xylophone, yeah, from Bali, and the metal ones, I forget what they're called, and like Gregorian chants and like layers of like Gothic chants, and they combine all these world musics from around the world, and they make these beautiful soundscapes. And the band, hopefully I pronounce it properly, Geino Yamashiro Gumi, they just had their 50th anniversary at Nakano Zero, and I got tickets and I got to see them perform this live. Every seat was taken. It was a full house, and it was very strange music. It's a very eclectic taste, but I still love it. Still love it.
Good.
Over to you.
Over to me. What did I talk about next before you forgot to record?
Let's talk a little about country.
Oh, that's correct. Yes. I gave a little narration about my history with country music. Now, growing up as a young fella, long time ago, right, I used to sit at the bottom of my stairs in my house while the folks were upstairs having their little weekend parties and little drinkies. Everyone was drinking heavy, smoking heavy. There was a lot of food happening, and there was a lot of music being played and a lot of laughter, right? And one of the music, the country kept coming up, right, on the playlist, right? And I hated it. I just the whole thing, the whole setting. I hated it, right? And so for many different reasons, we'll do that later, right? I remember that. So I took a dislike to country music. However, many years later, forward 20 years, right, I worked at a naval base in Sydney, and I was working in the kitchen there, and one of the guys who I worked with, Rick.
Is he still alive?
I have no idea. Rick, right? He was a country nut, and we at that time country was having a bit of a boom in Australia, and there's a country music radio station, and he used to put on every day, blare it all day, every day, just non-stop country, right? And for months and months and months, we would be subject to this when we were working. But right? So anyways, found myself one day humming along to one of the songs, right? Tracy Lawrence. Is that a tear, or is it called Tear in Her Voice? Anyways, so Tracy Lawrence, great singer, right? And eventually I started singing along in my head. Then I started kind of humming it out loud and singing along loud and stuff and whatever. And I realized that I really liked it. I liked the simplicity of it. I like there's nothing to really think about. You can just tap your feet along and just hum along, sing along. Melodies are easy. There's nothing obtrusive about the sound. It's just very, very simple music, which I kind of dig. I really like. So anyway, so this guy, Rick, right? Rick. You know who you are, buddy. You know who you are. Gives me a compilation CD at that time of that year, which I guess was kind of like 1996, right? 95, 96, right? Compilation, gave me this CD and loved it. I just loved it. Every day I listened to it. The songs were great. It was a fantastic. It had Reba McEntire on it, if you know who that is. I'm sure.
Oh yes.
Yeah. It had the.
Let's give him something to talk about.
Keith Urban was on it. Great Australian, right? Married to another great Australian. It was just a really cool CD. So I used to listen to it on the CD on the way home, driving the car, right? And I listened to it for months and months and months and months, over and over and over again, right? And just loved it, right? Country music. Oh, power to you. Love it.
Around that time, that's when line dancing became a thing, and yeah, country music everywhere kind of
had a bit of a surge.
Had a bit of a wave.
Had a bit of a run.
So growing up, I used to hate country music.
As everyone does, right?
Yeah, and the cool thing is as you get older and you realize you don't have to hang on to your dislikes, and the more you're like, why, I better not like it, because if I like it, I just might like it, and then you like it and you're like, this stuff is great, why not?
And then you like it.
And then you like it.
Do you like it? Do you like it? Sorry.
Yeah. When I was playing Grand Theft Auto, I was introduced to that game.
Driving around in cars, shooting hookers in the neck.
Yeah.
Great game. Great for the kids.
Great game.
Get them in there, parents. Get your kids onto that. Great game.
Not for kids. Not for kids. Sorry. Thank goodness for Zelda Breath of the Wild, because it's like the G-rated version of Grand Theft Auto. It's an open world game, so fantastic. Anyway, stealing cars and then driving around, and then you can, my favorite part, you could change the radio station. They have like a jungle station, they have a house station, rock and roll station, like all these different stations. And then I get bored of those and then put on the bluegrass. I'm like, what is this music? And then I kind of like it, because bluegrass is interesting, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but as far as I understand, bluegrass is mountain music. It's the banjo and the washboard and the violin, which they call fiddle,
and the six fingers.
and and it seems to be there's two kinds of lyrics that go with bluegrass music. You have your gospel, your praise, worship lyrics that fit into bluegrass.
Good stuff,
and then you
good
have
stuff.
psychotic, maniacal killer, like, I tied my wife to the tracks, here comes a train, I'm gonna watch her die.
Also good stuff, also good stuff.
And you're listening to, like, I just put this on the studio when I'm painting, listening to lyrics. If you really listen carefully to what they're singing about in bluegrass music, they're crazy.
Yeah.
And it's so entertaining. It's just entertainment. So, and that was thank you, Grand Theft Auto, for introducing bluegrass in a new light. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So how about let's talk a little boot about.
Yeah.
A little boot about.
Yeah.
There
There
are musical bands that I deeply respect,
Yep.
but do not like, and
Right.
then there are bands that I like but I do not respect. So,
Okay.
for example,
You mean like the music, right? Like you like the music, but you don't respect them, or
Yeah.
you don't like the music. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, there's
I'm a little slow.
no, I'm very, very slow. What I'm talking about is, this made me think about, there's a band that has a cult following. I had a roommate, Rebecca. Peace, Rebecca.
Can I just ask? Is she dead?
She better be alive.
Okay. Can I just add, just before you go in it, that
anytime.
me leaning forward gives this recording a certain level of sex appeal.
So this band had a cult following, and their vans with their teddy bear stickers all over, the t-shirts, the bands, the following around the world. I've seen these bears. The band is the Grateful Dead. I highly respect what they've done for music, how they perform, the fans, the following, the families, the whole thing. And I have tried to like them. But whenever I listen to the Grateful Dead, it's just not my cup of tea. Do you have any bands like that?
I do. I have Queen as one of those bands. I kind of like respect them for the contribution, right, to music and whatever. And I'm just not a fan of their music.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There are some songs that I really like and on my playlist, and I think that Paul Rodgers did a phenomenal job singing with Queen. I didn't like Adam Lambert, didn't really like George Michael when he did a bit with them as well, but some of the songs are great, right? So I respect what they've done, right? I'm just not a big fan, right? Freddie Mercury, a really talented guy, obviously, clearly, right? Whatever, right? Brian May, a phenomenal guitarist, right? I get that, right? I get that.
Yeah.
But I just never caught on to them as a band. I think similar to U2, it was the same thing. I really respect U2. A lot of people bag on U2 now. No, I really respect them, right? But
I love U2, man.
I'm not a massive fan. Some of their songs are the best songs ever written, right? From my opinion, the song One, lyrically, there is no better song in the world from my mind, right? But I just not a fan, right?
Yeah.
Respect them deeply, but not a fan.
I love you too. Joshua Tree.
Got it. Great album.
Yeah.
Yes. I know.
Yeah. Zooropa. Yeah. Another artist I put in the same category. I have a different feeling about this particular artist because I am from Canada, and we were inundated with this particular artist that I deeply respect. I just don't really like, is Celine Dion. I think she is super talented.
Yes.
Amazing vocalist.
Great voice.
Great, like, just phenomenal. Just like, just not my cup of tea. So now flipping it, bands that I like, but I just cannot respect. And one that I really, really love is 9 Inch Nails. But I just think he needs a little more love in his heart. And why not let a little more love? If you let the love in there even more. I had the opportunity to tell him this actually to Michael Trent Reznor in Vancouver. It's about the love. And but musically, I put 9 Inch Nails in similar kind of fashion as I do Bach. Because when Bach, in his day, in his heyday, back when he was composing and doing concerts, the reviews in the newspapers were shredding it to pieces, saying that this is not music, this is garbage. Because at that time, Bach was playing what would like the equivalent to industrial heavy metal. Now, what he was doing to classical music, but now we just put it on the radio and it's Bach. I love Bach. Yes, it's great music.
Was that a British accent, Mark? Was that a British accent?
A little bit, perhaps a little bit in there. So, are there any bands that you like but don't respect?
No, but there are bands that I don't like and don't respect, right? Like just flat out. And you know who it is.
Yeah.
You know it's Nirvana, the most overrated band that we have ever had. Doesn't he have like a Hall of Fame hand, or isn't he in the induction? Wasn't he inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something? Come on, really? Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, seriously overrated.
I like Nirvana.
Good.
In the same respect, similar category to Nine Inch Nails and Radiohead.
Good.
Musically, I love them, but after a number of songs, it just like I feel like I'm going down. Like the emotional energy is so negative that it's just pulling me down.
I was a little bit older, right, when they became really popular.
Yeah.
Right? I was a little bit older, but I was still listening to like metal. I was still listening. I had still country, metal, the radio, all this kind of stuff. Right? And then a Nirvana song would come off, and I'd just change the channel.
Oh,
so
well, for me, they have their moments.
No.
Not that one, but they do have their moments.
Sorry, no, actually that was a bit poor because I do like Dave Grohl, right? So I shouldn't have just done that slapping.
I saw Dave Grohl. I was working at Fuji Rock.
Great musician.
In Japan. He broke his leg in Spain.
He had an affair with an Aussie woman.
Not my business.
They had a baby.
Yeah, great. Good for him. He made this throne with all these guitars sticking out of it. And,
a bit like Game of Thrones, a bit like the old.
I guess so. And he performed with a broken leg at Fuji Rock to thousands and thousands of fans. And then he plays the video on all the screens of him falling off the stage in Spain. And then we're wetting ourselves laughing. He's like, play it again. He just thought it was hilarious. In the Foo Fighters concert, man, I like angry, I laughed, I cried, like every emotion. They're like a solid rock and roll band.
It's odd because I love them.
Yeah.
Right? Love the band and respect the band, the sort of thing, right? But just Nirvana, no siree.
Yeah.
I just can't cop it.
Yeah. I like Nirvana.
Sure.
I find they have them. So one musical moment I think for me just nails it. It hit the spot. MTV Unplugged, when they play Plateau in the middle of the song, when the music goes up and they reach this plateau, it's like emulating what Buddhist Nirvana actually is. So I don't mind them, but I just find depressing. That's all.
Good.
So, and one in that category I like, but I don't respect, Nirvana. But still very popular t-shirts. And what's up with all the Metallica t-shirts in Japan? I would like to ask
every Japanese are a fan, Metallica fans.
Metallica.
Everyone's got a Metallica shirt.
Did you know Metallica is the only band to play on every single continent? They did a concert on near the South Pole, Antarctica, just so they could say we're the band that played every continent. Okay. Metallica, they're still rocking.
The first 3 albums were fantastic. The rest of it, no.
I'm a Justice for All fan. So.
See, I was out by then from Metallica. Didn't like it.
Totally.
But very popular. Whatever. Yeah. Contribution to metal, amazing. I know it. I'm not dumb. Just I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
First 3 albums, amazing.
Yes. Oh, I realized in the last show we did, I didn't even get to any of the other genres like hip hop. So I know you're a rock and roll. I was growing up in Oz. Perhaps you weren't exposed. I'm from Canada, so we have a lot of influence from America. So we have a lot of influence like Sugar Hill Gang, Run DMC, Public Enemy, like Ice-T, and one Canadian legend who no one's ever heard of, but he's one of the greatest, I believe, pioneers of Canadian hip-hop, Maestro Fresh West. And my cousin, he actually plays the trombone.
He's an informer.
No.
You remember. Come on. Say it.
No. Moving along. Another album.
He knows.
Well, he's from Northern Ontario.
Informer dude.
Yeah.
Let's just call him Informer dude.
Informer dude.
Informer dude.
I like a boom boom down.
I lick a boom boom down. That's how I dance at nightclubs. Oh, line up, ladies.
Killer. Another album I just would like to mention because
Go on and mention.
this album was made by two musical geniuses. But this particular album, when these two masterminds teamed up, it produced the worst selling album ever. It just bombed.
Go.
And I kind of like it because I like, for those who know, I love underground music. That's why I like drum and bass. Many people say to me, oh, why don't you promote yourself and make more money and go like this? And if I did, I'd be playing EDM or more pop music.
Right.
I like underground. I talk about the reasons why later, but that's why I love this album, because most people have never heard it. But if you listen to it, this album is by U2 and Brian Eno.
Right out.
And it is very weird. I like weird. It's strange. It's a great album.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Can I? We actually have to get out of here soon. But can I just add one other? I'm going to upset a lot of people. I'm going to upset people who ever.
As if you haven't already.
I'm going to upset you.
With the Nirvana.
I'm going to upset you even more. Okay,
right.
with an overrated musician. Okay, someone who I don't like as a musician.
Hold on. Why are you going to tell someone you don't like? Why don't you tell someone you do like?
Oh, hang on, because I want to rant now, because Nirvana sort of started me off. It fired me up. Nirvana. Anyways, let's see this guy. Ready? Okay? Come at me. I don't care, right? Prince. Overrated. A lot of people say the guy was a genius. Not me. A lot of people talk about the songs that he wrote and his life and whatever. Not me. If you like him, good. I do not.
Okay, rebuttal. Not that this.
Go ahead.
We're not debating, but
rebut away.
I'm just saying. It just have to be fair.
Yep.
To Prince.
Yep.
1989. Tim
Yep.
Burton's Batman.
Yep.
Prince. I mean, whatever opinion you like, I'm
Yep.
not really fussed about.
Yep.
But I have to say that because I do love the song "Bat Dance."
Right.
In this song, he's in the video, right? He's playing and he has a CD and he's scratching the CD.
Yep.
And I heard electronical geniuses at the time say that is impossible because it's using a laser, it's hitting ones and zeros, you cannot do that. And while he's scratching this CD, he says something along the lines of play the future, something about in the future, and it will be Bat Dance. And it's interesting because he was foreshadowing or prophesizing the whole movement of CDJs scratching a CD, which at the time was impossible. So, I mean, say what you will. I mean, Prince is Prince.
Good stuff.
I saw one time he played James Brown, Michael Jackson, and Prince on the stage at the same time. And it didn't go that well. You can punch it up on YouTube. I think they were a little.
James Brown, legend. Michael Jackson, legend. Prince, no. Prince would have wrecked it.
He did wreck it.
His presence.
I think he knocked over part of the
Can you
set.
say that 10 times really quickly? Prince's presence. 10 times really quickly. Prince's presence. Pish. Go on. Try it. Prince's presence 10 times really quick.
Prince, yeah, what's the word? Prince's presence?
Prince's presence.
Prince's presence, 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 Prince's presence.
I think you said princess. Princess presence, princess presence. It's okay. He did a great job. Round of applause.
I did my best.
He did.
I hit record.
He did well. Did we tell you that we actually did this before and he forgot to hit record? It happens. Life, sometimes just bites you in the butt.
That's it. If you hit it twice.
Yeah. Well, we got to go.
Fool me once, push it twice. Yeah, we got to go.
But do the hand thing again, because that was really cool.
Oh, yeah, okay. But first, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for listening. And see ya.
Bye.